Imagine yourself scrolling through YouTube, and through a sea of thumbnails, you see something that immediately grabs your attention. A metaphorical goatsy. First impressions are important, and with a first impression like this, how could it not pique your interest? This is what I like to call the T.W.I.N.K method, short for Thumbnail Wumbo Word Image Niche Knowledge Method. In this video, I'm going to explain what the T.W.I.N.K method is, and show my favorite examples of T.W.I.N.K method usage throughout YouTube. This thumbnail is a classic. I don't even need to watch the video. The thumbnail in itself just tells me everything I need to know right off the bat. Bright text, one question: does he know? Next to riddle guy doing what I can only describe is sort of an Anthony Mackie expression. That motherfucker knows. What does he know? I don't know. All I know is that he knows. Look at him. That motherfucker knows, dude. Look at him. It's so simple. So simple, but it comes together to make a thumbnail so iconic that I don't even know what the video is actually about. I'm calling this the T.W.I.N.K Mackie method, but I'm going to shorten it and refer to it as the Mackie method. This method relies on adding big, bold one-liners that elevate what would be a normal-ish image into like a whole different animal. Next up is another one that caught my attention. Notice, no big bright one-liner, so not the Mackie T.W.I.N.K method, but the thumbnail method is still in play here. A saturated casino background and equally saturated average Joe with a big ol' smile doing a money spread with a vase in hand makes this thumbnail stick out among other thumbnails. Enough to bring your attention to the title, which is the real main attraction in this instance. I pawned my grandma's ashes to gamble. The title adds context to the thumbnail we didn't have or expect initially, elevating the thumbnail while bringing a ridiculous concept to the video that kind of makes it hard not to click. The thumbnail method relies on bold, bright color and sometimes absurd imagery, which like half the time includes like a dude just like feels like, you know, like his hands like on his face, mouth agape. But like an important part of this thumbnail is the situation doesn't make much sense to the viewer until they read the title, and it adds like a whole different context to the thumbnail and video as a whole. And I like to call this one the T.W.I.N.K Beast method. But I'm going to refer to it as the Beast method for the sake of brevity. If you look at Mr. Beast's channel, that's most of his thumbnails pretty much, hence the name. These thumbnails sometimes have like bright text on them, but the text isn't the main eye catcher in the thumbnail. Now that we know what the Beast method is, we are on to the next thumbnail. Grandma's ashes are going to a good cause. A common trait the Beast and Mackie method share is their use of bold colors and tweakerness. If we combine the tweaker one-liners from the Mackie method and the heavily edited tweaker imagery of the Beast method, we get what I like to call a paragon thumbnail. Alternative name being the Sigma Beast thumbnail. But I have standards, and I'm not calling it that. That's a dumb name. Leaving the viewer looking for context for the bullshit on their screens is the essence of the T.W.I.N.K thumbnail. Tweaker images, bright colors, tweaker one-liners, and finally, what really makes or breaks a T.W.I.N.K thumbnail is a story, told by just a picture and a title. This is the final and most important puzzle piece of the T.W.I.N.K method. Without this, the T.W.I.N.K method falls apart. Now that we understand what the T.W.I.N.K method is, and also came up with unnecessary categories, let's take a look at my 10 favorite T.W.I.N.K thumbnails. Okay, starting off strong, we have a heater. Sound drove them crazy. This is a paragon method, and it speaks for itself. But let's observe closer. On the right, we can see that this dude is absolutely tweaking out. His eyes are in opposite directions, so he has 360 vision. I think that's how it works. And he's doing a cute little yandere laugh. Tweaker Son is only half the thumbnail though. Like, look at the left. The sound drove them crazy. I mean, like, at this point, I think he deserves, like, the view. I'll watch the video. This is our first magnificent T.W.I.N.K thumbnail. Next up is punching babies in public prank. Another Paragon method. What more can I say? This thumbnail has painfully bright colors. Mix that with the dude doing the 1,000-yard stare, the emojis that foreshadow the baby beatdown, and finally, the bold text that tells you their mission straight up. Punching babies in public. Honestly, this video doesn't even need a title. The thumbnail conveyed the video magnificently. All the title really adds is extremely funny. This is for sure a legend among T.W.I.N.K thumbnails. And here we have Minecraft Carbon Monoxide. This one fits more in the beast category, and what makes it special is the story it tells with just a single image, before and after. He goes from your average Joe to a goddamn deadite. Add in the big bright text that tells us this was a 0-day transformation. Dude, what's your routine? Don't gatekeep, that shit is not cool. You read the title, and it all makes sense. A story of Minecraft and carbon monoxide. This is a poetic T.W.I.N.K thumbnail. On to the next. Next is a personal favorite of mine. I almost got my kids back. Unfortunately, the thumbnail's cropped out a little shit, but we can see there is a text on the top that says, "I'm getting my kids back," in front of the bright blue sky in the background, and we can see our protagonist is hyped up. He's reaching out for his younglings. It's wholesome, what can I say? Then we read the title, "I almost got my kids back." Keyword here, almost. It really leaves it up to the viewer's interpretation on if bruh got his kids back. This is a masterpiece in storytelling by the likes we have never seen. Phenomenal thumbnail. Alright, here's the free Robux method thumbnail. So I'm not really going to say much about this one because I don't have the exaggerated swagger of a black teen, but what I can say is it does draw your attention. I'll give it that. It's effective as a thumbnail. And yeah, this is a paragon for sure, yeah. But let's move on to the next one. Let me know in the comments if the code works. I'm not really sure if it's an official Robux code, but let me know. Okay, this is a beast method for sure. I don't really know much about chess, but I think I have more knowledge of it after seeing this. This thumbnail is just really badass. Like, I know the two bishops probably fist bumped and said the hardest quote ever. Certified badass T.W.I.N.K thumbnail. Okay, this is a 3-for-1 because they all kind of fit in the same ballpark. They're all basketball related. Same as the chess thumbnail, I don't really know much about basketball, but if this is the shit they do in the NBA, I'm gonna wake up a little more grateful that I'm a petite Mexican. That hoop is way out of reach, and I'm kind of glad I wouldn't last a day in the NBA. This is a triple beast method in play here, and 3 certified GOAT T.W.I.N.K thumbnails. My heart goes out to all the NBA players that have to go through this shit. On to the next thumbnail. Okay, this thumbnail right here is a paragon method for sure, and also extremely informative. Now, I wouldn't take advice from just anyone, but this guy has a tie on, so his advice might have some credibility to it. I'm not really a pissologist, so I'm not too sure myself, but we're gonna call this one a certified educational T.W.I.N.K thumbnail. He might be right. Maybe we do need to drink more piss. I don't know, but what I'm sure of is that we're moving on to the next T.W.I.N.K thumbnail. Let's go. Okay, this is a beast thumbnail method. This just emanates badassery and tells me this is a chess video, no doubt. If the two bishops taught me anything from the time we spent together, it's that chess is badass and action-packed. Chess domain expansion. It's time to lock in. Certified badass T.W.I.N.K thumbnail sequel. Drumroll please. Last but not least, we have... Nice. Okay, honorable mention is Jay Aubrey. I was looking through this guy's channel and I came to the conclusion that he knows something that we don't.